Every person has the courage to change, even dating back to the 1630s when the Massachusetts colonists came over from England to find better religious freedoms. Even though sometimes it may not seem so, our own town, Clear Lake, has been changed over the course of many years. Comparing Clear Lake, the Massachusetts colony, and Doherty, Iowa, where my grandmother, Rosemary Stout, lived, I have found they are all very similar and different in many ways. Massachusetts was founded by John Winthrop at the Massachusetts Bay in 1630. The colonists made a living off the sea by imports and exports with their triangular trading system, fishing for fish and whales, and shipbuilding. The surrounding colonies were New York, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. When my grandma was a teen, she lived in Doherty, Iowa. Doherty was, and still is, a very small town of about 80 people. It was founded in 1883. The winters are normally cold and summers are warm. Some surrounding towns are Sheffield, Rockwell, Marble Rock, and Rockford. I live in the town of Clear Lake. It was founded in 1851. Clear Lake's population is about 19,780 people. The winters are normally cold, and summers are normally very hot. The lake and the surf ballroom attracts many tourists in both summer and winter. The surrounding towns are Mason City, Ventura, Forest City, and Fertile. When it came to religion, England was ruled by a very strict group of people. They are called Puritans. A group of Puritans finally had enough of and separated from the Puritan group. Their new name was the Separatists. They wanted to open a new church, but it was illegal. They tried with many different people, but they wouldn't let them open a new church. So they went to London, England, to meet with the owners of the Virginia Company. They agreed to let the Separatists settle on their land near the northern boundary of Virginia. At that time, the colonists stretched up to what is now southern New York. The Separatists had the courage to step out and make a new church. When I asked my grandma about a change in her life, she said she lived in the World War II era, so when the soldiers came home from war, it was a big deal. She also met her future husband, Donovan Stout, my grandpa, and they have been happily married all their lives. Changes can happen any time in a person's life. For instance, one of the biggest changes in my life just happened to me a couple months ago. I got my first stitches. I was playing basketball, and a girl's elbow hit my eyebrow and cut it open. At first, it was scary, but I had to learn to wash my face, take showers, and care for it differently for the next couple of months. As a teen in the Massachusetts colony, working outside was very common. They would start weeding their gardens, washing the dishes, and feeding the chickens as young as age 3. They would knit, sew, and work on the spinning wheel a lot. Also, they would make candles, soaps, and pick berries. My grandma's chores were to carry corn cobs and drinking water to the house, fill the wood box, and take care of the chickens. She would also have to watch her sisters while her mom was out of the house. I don't necessarily have a designated chores, but when my mom tells me to do something, I do it. I always have to keep my room clean, help around the house, and do the dishes. I also have to fold the clothes. Transportation has changed greatly over the years. The Massachusetts colonists traveled by ship, boat, or wagons. When my grandma was a teen, they had one family car, but mostly walked everywhere. Nowadays, most families have more than one car. Personally, my family has 4 cars. In Massachusetts, the colonists made their living off of trade and farming. One of their major industries was manufacturing and agriculture. My grandma's main source of income for her family when she was a teen was farming. Her family sold cows, milk cows, feed cattle, corn, hay, oats, beans, horses, and chickens. The main source of income in my household comes from farming and the school. My dad is a farmer and farms corn and beans. My mom works at the school library and works at home year-round. Even though it may not seem so, everything, person, or landmass has the courage to change. The end.